welcome back to Don's discussion, where we just don't really change our clothes very much.
No. But there again, we've had a week, so we've washed them.
Yes, like this isn't.
Yeah.
This isn't weird.
Yeah.
The schedule hasn't been updated for a while. That's fine.
I just haven't had the time.
Yeah, that's what it is. Anyway, we want to talk about movies because we haven't really done that in a while.
Yeah, so with a few things to talk about.
Yeah.
What was the last film you went to see at the cinema? Actually, no.
Okay, so I'm gonna go see Disclosure Day tomorrow. So this is gonna be dated by then. The last one I actually went to see in cinema was Backrooms.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. I can appreciate all the talk around it, where it's like, a YouTuber was approached by a bigger studio to produce a horror short into a proper like feature film.
Yeah.
Wasn't for me. It just kind of felt like.
Fair enough.
Because do you know anything about the Backrooms at all?
I mean, I've seen like people play the game, but
yeah. So like, it's really more based on like there was this whole thing going on a couple of years ago where like it started on 4chan, I think, where people posted about this like theory of this sort of liminal space where if you follow the world, you end up in the Backrooms, which is effectively just like a endless maze with moldy carpet, like drab orange walls and fluorescent lights, and it's just like a never-ending office space, and then it kind of expanded into like this bigger lore where there's other things going on there, and then this guy basically he made a bunch of short films that take place in the Backrooms.
Okay.
And that's the same guy who was then approached by the studio to make a feature film out of it.
Okay, cool.
And I can appreciate that it was trying to do something like that for like a bigger film.
Yeah.
It feels like there were times where it just kind of rushed through a story and was more about like being conceptually something, but it didn't really do enough with the concept. For example, there was this bit where they actually go into the Backrooms with like a camcorder, and it's just like a really long take with the camcorder, which feels like kind of like a found footage horror thing.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. Like there's not that much of it now because it was like a big fad at some point and kind of overdone. And then at some point, the camera just shuts off and then they never really go back to that perspective again. And it's like, then they just kind of got weird with things, and then it just became weird for the sake of being weird.
Yeah.
And that just something that doesn't really work for me. But other people might appreciate it a little bit more.
That's fair. Yeah.
So that's the last thing I went to see in cinema.
Yeah. Last thing I went to see was with you, and it was Mandalorian and Grogu.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, which I think we have talked about already in the Star Wars episode, I believe.
I don't think we mentioned it on.
Or it was just an offhand episode, I think, maybe.
I don't remember. I don't think we
maybe
did.
not. If we didn't, that's fair. We can talk.
Yeah,
about
it. I mean, this is your thing. So what do you think about it first?
I also talked about it with my brother, and we drew the same conclusion as, well, he drew the same conclusion you and I did, which was, it was okay, ultimately not that memorable of a movie, and it felt like it was like 3 or 4 episodes, like a whole season of The Mandalorian done in one movie.
Yeah.
And I think, that's sort of just ultimately something where I was like, I loosely remember some bits that happened in that movie, but not much.
To be fair, I remember a lot of it fairly well.
Yeah.
It's just that I think I mentioned to you as well at some point where like there were times where I went to cinema after, I think it was to see Backrooms at some point, and then I reminded myself that I went to cinema like 2 weeks or so prior to that, and I was like, oh yeah, I did go to cinema. What did I go see? Wait, what did I go see?
Yeah.
And then it took a while until I was like, oh yeah, Mandalorian and Grogu.
Yeah.
Just because it was so TV-like that I just kind of forgot that I saw it in cinema.
Yeah.
And it's not to say that it's bad. Like, it was fun.
It's just, it was just unnecessary, I think, to a degree.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't need to be made.
No, I think it could have been a TV show and it would have been great, but like, even then, it just kind of felt like more of the same. It didn't really do anything. It was nice to see Rota the Hutt growing up, and that was kind of fun.
Yeah, I think also to a degree what it kind of felt like, it felt a little bit like Disney going, "Oh, we haven't had a Star Wars movie in a while. We just need to release one."
True, because it was like the first time in what, 7 years?
Yeah, since Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think there felt like that element of it, and I think it's just one of those things where Star Wars has felt a bit directionless now for a while because
Yeah.
there hasn't been like a vision of like what the plan is.
It just went all over the place.
It went all over the place, and it's fine to just do anthology stuff.
Yeah.
But you kind of need to have an understanding of what you want to do with that anthology stuff still. Like, what,
Yeah, and then
what you
bind
want
it
to make.
together again.
Yeah,
Which, to be fair, I mean, Dave Filoni is now head of
Lucas.
Lucasfilms.
Yeah.
So there probably will be that sort of level of consistency at some point where he just like binds all of his stuff together.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though someone reminded me that they're still doing the new Jedi Order film that I completely forgot about.
Oh, with Ray.
Yes.
Oh, that's still okay. Interesting.
I forgot. I thought they scrapped it.
I
but
did
apparently,
too.
Apparently, it's still in the books for next week. Next year.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
That's...
Which is insane to me because I really wanted to see the Rogue Squadron film. That directed by Patty Jenkins, and then they just dropped it, and I was like, well, why?
And they're going to do something else instead that is basically the same film but different.
Yeah, like why?
With Ryan Gosling.
Why does Disney just hate Patty Jenkins? Because they did the same thing to her with Thor: The Dark World.
Yeah.
Like she was supposed to do that, and she was going to do basically Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
And then they were like, no, we don't want to do that, and then they got, I don't remember who it was, to do that forgettable
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. Sorry. Oh. My God.
Not
sorry.
professional.
I'm sorry. I stayed up to watch the Morocco-Brazil game. And it ended at like 1 a.m. I mean, no, I didn't stay up because that was ages ago. But no, I think the thing is, it's Star Wars and Disney has just felt very strange at the moment. Like they still do good stuff,
Yeah.
like they did with Maul the Shadow Lord. But I'm
Yeah.
also like, I want to see other stuff other than just that period of like the Clone Wars, and in between the Clone Wars and the original trilogy, and in the original trilogy, I want to see more outside of that.
Yeah.
So, while I'm vaguely curious by the Rey movie, I'm also not particularly interested as well.
No, really, it's just not a part of the Star Wars lore that I'm particularly interested in.
Yeah.
So that's more of a personal thing. But
Yeah.
I still think that there's interesting stories to tell about any of the time periods that they've already
Yeah.
explored.
Yeah.
It's just that they really need to decouple from whatever is happening in like the main thing. So you can do like a storyline about the Clone Wars
Yeah.
with like different Jedi that occasionally interact with Anakin and Obi-Wan or whatever you want to.
Yeah.
But it's a vast universe.
It's a vast universe.
You could
and
do a
you could,
what's his name? You know the Jedi who left the Order to become a Grey Jedi? Quinlan Vos? Is that his name?
I don't think he ever actually left the Jedi Order.
No, he did.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, because well, they kicked him out because he
That's
didn't properly adhere to the like
yeah,
Jedi ways.
that's right. I think
Because it was like, well, because you're limiting yourself by restricting yourself from the emotions.
Yeah. And then I think another one was like you could do so, and like you could branch off with so many different genres.
Yeah.
You could do a horror Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
You could do a sitcom Star Wars TV show.
We talked about this before.
Where it's just the
fucking
Empire
Death Star-
and it's the Office. It's the
Death
Empire.
Star sitcom.
Yeah,
I
Star-
still want this.
I want it so badly. Where it's just, I'm thinking of like that SNL skit with like Kylo Ren as undercover boss.
Yeah.
It's like, have some real talk. Some real folks. it's just like,
Yeah.
what's his name? It's like, I don't remember the name of his, like who, I'm Bob. I'm a technician.
Yeah, exactly. See, that would be really fun.
Yeah, that
Like
would be
they have
great.
so much untapped potential. It's the same way
Yeah.
that like, you know, not that I watched it, but you got Star Trek and then you got like Star Trek Lower Decks.
Yeah.
Which is basically like a comedy version thereof.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's still very much like in the universe.
Yeah.
And also, we're not talking about games, but you know about the Star Wars Galaxy Racer one?
Yeah.
You could have a TV show that is all about racing in the Star Wars universe.
Definitely.
And it'd be so cool.
Yeah, definitely. And on that topic of like tie-in, well, like games based on movies, they are releasing a Star Trek video game that looks like it's going to be a horror game.
Oh, interesting.
It's the vibe it got from the trailer. It may
Yeah.
it may be just a normal adventure game with a darker tone, which is fine. But it's one of those things where it's like, I think part of my issue with a lot of movies now these days is that a lot of them feel like they're afraid to try things.
Yeah.
Or go beyond the norm. And experiment to an extent. Like, that's something that's really kind of frustrating me a lot with movies, I think, now these days. And you still get the odd one here and there, which is kind of like a breath of fresh air, but it feels like you don't get many of those anymore.
So I want to talk about two movies that I did watch recently in cinema as well. I say recently, it's been kind of a while ago now, but I still enjoyed them and kind of tap into that in a way. I watched the Exit 8 film.
Okay, yeah.
Which, if you don't know, Exit 8 is a game as well, where basically the whole point is you are in sort of walkway in a underground train station.
Yeah.
And the idea is that you basically have to look around and see if there's any sort of differences to what it usually looks like. If it all looks correct, you keep going. If something looks wrong, if something is different, you turn around and you go the other way, and then you get there. And they made a movie out of it. Or they adapted it into a movie.
Yeah.
It's a Japanese movie.
Yeah.
And basically, it's about a guy who basically gets trapped in there, and he basically has to do all of that to get out again.
Yeah.
So it's like a psychological horror.
Yeah.
Which, in fact, it's not scary. It's just there's a weirdness to it where it's like
it'd be quite tense, I imagine, at points.
It was very tense in very many cases, and I think what I really liked about it is that it wasn't just like this is a guy as you would play the game. They wove a story around it in an interesting way where they really made it about the character being in a world that's kind of like the game and like other people being stuck in a certain thing as well. And they kind of like the whole thing was based on like sort of a disassembly of what goes on in his mind, his struggles, his fears and everything, with the idea of like he's stuck in this kind of infinite loop, kind of the same way as, you know, a bunch of Japanese salarymen are kind of stuck in the loop of daily life.
That's cool. Yeah.
So it was all like a big metaphor for all that stuff, and it was really interesting, really cool. So that kind of worked well with that. The other one is The Sheep Detectives, which is nothing like that.
I really wanted to see that movie.
It's so fun, and what kind of blew me away is that one of the characters in it was played by the guy who plays He-Man in Masters of the Universe, and I did not see him in the trailers whatsoever, and it blew me away. So basically, like that movie is about like, you know, they're sheep, and you're kind of seeing their perspective as well, and their shepherd gets murdered.
Yeah.
Or so they think. Well, he does, but they think he might be, to an extent. So basically, at least one of the sheep or multiple of the sheep basically then try to solve his murder.
Yeah.
By like going to town and everything, and it's really sweet. But there's some themes in there that are so dark. Like there's a scene in there that's kind of like the scene in Lion King, but like way more visual.
Is it the Mufasa scene we're talking?
Yes. I'm not telling you what it is. You'll see it when you do, and you'll recognize it when it's about to happen, because it's kind of fucked up. But like, the movie is designed in some ways for children to kind of like be introduced to like the concept of death.
Jeez.
Right? Because there's also like there's a couple of other things going on in the film, like as well, where basically the sheep have this thing. I don't know if this is like based on a real thing. It probably is, where basically, if they see something or they experience something that they don't like, they basically all collectively like close their eyes, count to 3, and then when they open their eyes again, they've forgotten all about that happening, except for one sheep who's incapable of doing so.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And so basically, like they have to like it's so incredibly dark as well. Where like when their shepherd dies, they're upset by it, so they go, "Oh, what if we just close our eyes, count to 3, and then we'll forgotten about him?" And it's like, no, but we can't do that because we love him.
Yeah.
Right? And there's such a big thing around that where it's like...
That's cool. Yeah.
Oh, man. But then, you know, the cast is insane as well. When you look at the sheep... Like, the main sheep is... And I didn't realize immediately... Was voiced by Julia Louis-Dreyfus from Seinfeld and Veep and all that. The coolest sheep in there is voiced by Bryan Cranston, of all people.
And it has Hugh Jackman as well, right?
Hugh Jackman is the shepherd.
Yeah, the shepherd.
Tosin Cole is in it as well from Things. You may remember him from Doctor Who, but you probably don't. And oh man,
that's an incredible cast.
It's a great movie. It's worth watching. It's absolutely good. Yeah. I think that's probably currently might be my movie of the year, but it will probably be Overthrown.
That's fair.
Um,
That's fair.
Trying to remember other films that I watched this year, but like there's been quite a few.
I've only seen 2 movies at the cinema. Maybe no,
Yeah.
I've seen. I think was it 2 movies? Yeah, I think only 2 movies so far at the year.
Because I remember there were a lot of films that also just kind of released directly to streaming.
Yeah, that's right. And there weren't a lot of films in the early part of the year that I was particularly excited by. So I went to see Super Mario with you.
Yes,
and then,
that was great.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was a visual Candyland.
So the only few films left that I'm really looking for, a lot of them are coming out in the next few weeks and next month or so.
Yeah.
So obviously Supergirl.
Yep.
I think next week after. Let me double check. So
On the
14th,
26th, I think.
25th, I think.
Oh, even better.
Yeah. So yeah, Thursday, 2 weeks from,
From when we're filming.
yeah, from when we're filming, roughly.
That
And then
you're aware of.
there's obviously Spider-Man,
Yes,
which I'm looking
absolutely.
forward to.
Yeah.
And there's like more. I think I can't remember if Spider or not Spider. Sorry, if Godzilla minus
Zero.
comes out. I think it does come out this
I don't
year.
remember.
But I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah. Disclosure Day.
Disclosure Day.
Yeah.
I do
know
want to go
that
and watch that.
I was
Spielberg.
already sent a video by someone.
Oh.
It's a video created by the Critical Drinker who said, "Oh, it sucks," and I'm like, "Oh no, man who hates movies with female protagonists didn't enjoy this movie? That's crazy."
Yeah, I know.
So I'm gonna watch the film anyway. It's
It's
Spielberg. It's
Spielberg.
aliens. How bad could it be? Really?
I mean, when has Spielberg ever made a bad movie with aliens in it?
I can't think of one.
I guess technically you could maybe count Indiana Jones and the King of the Crystal Skull because aliens, like an alien.
I don't think that one
saucer-
counts.
Yeah, I mean they're all dead, so I don't really think. They
Yeah,
really count.
yeah.
But like obviously you have E.T.
E.T. was phenomenal.
Close Encounters of the Third Kind,
love it, yeah.
War of the Worlds, which
Yep.
to this day is probably my favorite alien invasion movie ever. It's
Nice.
just so tense.
Yeah.
But yeah, the man still got it. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah,
Like, he can have
I'll
a
happily
rough
watch
film
it.
here or there, but he's just I don't think he's made that many bad movies.
Yeah,
He's-
I'll me in the future edit in my opinion right here. Did I like it?
Oh, there we go.
All right.
But I do need to go and see it as well. I just need to
Yeah.
find time.
Um,
And-
trying to think of what other movies are coming out soon. There's this movie called Tuner that I kind of do want to watch. It's like again, it's one of those like smaller movies where it's like a piano tuner who then gets recruited by a gang who wants to use his ability for like the perfect pitch to crack safes,
okay.
which sounds pretty fun. It's got the guy from Fauda in it, which is always funny because I didn't realize he had a career.
Yeah.
What else? Oh, Toy Story 5.
Toy Story 5.
I don't
I'm
feel
not
great
excited,
about it, but I
but
want to watch it.
I'll watch it. Yeah, same thing.
Yeah. Street Fighter.
Yep, that's
I'm
right.
very-
And Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, that's already released. I think to streaming as well, but I haven't gotten around to watch it yet.
Oh, okay. I did
The
not
first
know.
one sucked. I didn't actually like the first one very much.
I actually enjoyed the first one.
Man,
But I
so Mortal Kombat has always been about the tournament, right?
yeah.
There was no fucking tournament in
That's
the
the
entire
case in a lot of the
movie.
games, though, I feel.
No, there's always a tournament in all the games.
Not in the last few games.
No, there has been.
Nah. And, like, I think Mortal Kombat 11 or 10, there wasn't a tournament. They were just, like, dealing with a world-ending threat. Yeah, there wasn't. That's the thing. There wasn't.
This is some bullshit.
Yeah, I know.
Mortal Kombat is not what it used to be.
Let me take a look. I've got it here now. So Toy Story
Yeah.
5 is June 19th.
Yeah, it's literally
Yeah, and then I do want to go see Disclosure Day. Then obviously Supergirl, which
Yep.
I'm very excited for. Minions and Monsters. I mean, I
I'll
like
take
Minions.
it or leave it. Yeah.
Moana live action is July 10th. I forgot. I thought that was next year. But
No,
okay.
that's this year.
I don't know if I've even seen a trailer for this fucking movie.
I did a while ago.
I need to find it and watch it. Then there's
Yeah, it's not promising.
I'm not surprised. I just want to see how bad it comes across. Then there's obviously the Odyssey, which
I'm not.
I mean I know you're not a huge Nolan fan. I'm just
Yeah.
intrigued by the story because I like Greek mythologies and so on. So
Yeah.
I'll go watch it for that reason. But yeah,
I think the story would be more interesting if it was a comedy.
very fair,
Which,
very fair.
Yeah.
Let me take a
And
look.
to be fair, Eric the Viking is basically the same
Oh,
story.
I was gonna say August seems pretty dead, but then there's another film I'm really looking forward to. End of August. Coyote versus Acme.
Oh yeah.
I am so
Oh
looking
my
forward to that
God,
movie.
Yes.
What else is there? There's a Tom and Jerry movie in September.
Yeah. Take it or leave it. I haven't watched the last few because it's.
Then there's the
become
new
weird.
there's the new Resident Evil movie in September as well.
Take
Which
it or leave it.
I'll take it or leave it as well.
Actually, I'll leave it.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Street Fighter in October.
I'm very excited for that one.
Yeah, Clayface as well in October. Yeah.
Oh, that's soon.
Yeah. Well, Halloween actually makes sense. October period.
Yeah, I
It does
guess
make
so.
sense. Yeah, because it's a horror film.
Yeah.
There is one film coming out though in October that I finally saw a trailer for, and it is one of the most thought. Have you heard of a film called Whalefall?
No.
The concept is of a guy who basically his dad died at sea or whatever, and he goes out like scuba diving, and he's down there, and then essentially a giant sperm whale emerges, and he's like, oof. Like, and it's massive, and he's like,
Yeah.
kind of like freaked out by it, and that whale is hunting a squid, and he's like trying to get away because it's a really intense hunt at the moment, chase, and there's a point where the whale gets its on the squid, and they both just dart by him. It's all in the opening trailer. It's very much, it shows you like, I think what I assume will be like a little bit of the opening of the movie, because it's like, look, the main core of the movie is what happens afterwards.
Yeah.
And he gets off like away. He's like, oh, thank fuck. The squid wrapped around like one tendril around him, and it pulls him. And he gets pulled into the mouth of the whale. And the concept of the film is that he is stuck in the stomach alive of the whale, having to figure out how to get out.
You got Jonas?
Yeah! And I'm like, holy shit, no, I don't know if I'm so intrigued, but I don't know if I want to watch this movie.
That's
And
interesting.
the best part was someone said in the comment section of the trailer, do you think he's going to find Pinocchio in there?
Oh, probably.
I'm like, oh god,
That'd be a great Easter egg.
that would be a great Easter egg, but I'm like, I remember seeing it going, the trailer made me uncomfortable, and I
Yeah.
think everyone's the same. I'm like very intrigued. Anyway, in November, it's a pretty dead month, to be honest.
Fair.
There's apparently a new Cat in the Hat movie, but I'm guessing it's one of those new animation movies, but I'm like, you can't beat the original with Michael Myers.
Yeah, exactly.
It's too funny. I need to actually watch that movie. It's so good. There's gonna be a new Hunger Games movie.
I don't care.
Or the film about Hershey, I think the chocolate company. About like how
Maybe. Who's it made by?
good question. It is where is it? I'm looking on Movie Insider, so it's got some actor names in there. I can't see who the director is, so we're gonna have to look it up later, or we'll put it in the wait, here we go. Director Mark Waters.
Okay, then.
Starring Alexandra Daddario,
Okay.
and a few other like
Okay.
not a lot of other like recognizable names from what I can see.
Okay.
And then that's November. So now we're getting to December.
December is the juicy month, I feel.
December is going to be real juicy because there's one film in December we all know that is coming out.
Two.
Two.
It's one of them.
It's
one of them Barbieheimer things, but this time it's called Doomsday.
Doomsday. So there's Dune Part 3 and Avengers Doomsday. And another film I did not notice, Jumanji Open World.
Oh yeah, they're filming it right now.
Yeah. And Angry Birds 3.
Okay, so you can't just put them in the same league. Like, that's not...
I don't know. I think you can. Wow, that's going to be an interesting...
Very odd month.
Yeah, very odd month. A very interesting month.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you, I want to say that I'm looking forward to Avengers. I'm kind of... It's one of those where it's like, I'm gonna watch it, and I know that I am, but I don't feel very strongly about it like I did previous Avengers films.
Yeah, same. Like, it's one of those things where I need to see how I feel about the Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
How much that gets me excited, and I need to see a trailer for Avengers.
Yeah, because...
None of this, here's a little clip of someone, and then blank will be in. Like, no, give me an actual trailer.
Yeah.
I want a real trailer now.
Like, I think because the build-up towards it has been so lacking, You know what I mean? Like it's the kind of thing where it's like,
It feels very dead in the water.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where, like, in previous films there were like after credit scenes that kind of hinted at stuff that could happen in it,
And
like Fantastic Four and New Avengers, Thunderbolts, whatever you want to call it,
yeah.
to an extent.
And then Captain America, Brave New World.
I don't remember the after credit scene.
I don't even remember.
Oh, no, I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember it either. But it wasn't memorable, clearly.
I mean, that whole movie was just a mess of a problem.
Yeah, it really was.
I guess the end of Shang-Chi to an extent, but I don't know.
Yeah, but that was before. That was for when it was Kang.
That's true. Yeah.
So I think that's the thing. Anything prior to last year's movies were all built up for Kang and not for this.
That is true.
So
So
they had
I guess there really isn't anything.
Yeah, exactly, to
And,
go
like,
on.
there's-
They're probably readjusting some stuff, so I imagine they could, like for Shang-Chi, they could actually probably salvage
Yeah.
something relatively well, but yeah.
There really isn't any much build up to it. It's
Yeah.
like the kind of thing where it's like, I don't even know if there's any more like Marvel shows coming out this year, but
I think they've only announced like one or two, and most of them aren't even tied into the MCU now. Like I think
Yeah.
they've confirmed they're doing Marvel Zombie Season 2.
yes, and they're doing X-Men '97 season 2,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
it.
exciting.
Yeah, those are
but-
the only two things.
But it also doesn't really tie into it.
No, it doesn't.
So it feels really kind of hollow.
I think it's very clear. I think Marvel's realized they need to reboot. So
Which
I
is fine,
think-
but you still have to build up to the big
yeah, you
event.
still have to build up to the big event, definitely, especially if this is going to be the big event that reboots everything.
Like the only reason why you wouldn't put so much hype into it like they did with the previous films is because you think it's going to fail.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with remember it was when Last Jedi was going to come out and they put a lot of hype into it.
and then Rise
Solo
of Skywalker.
and then Solo was coming up.
yeah.
And then they released a trailer like 2 months before it released, and then they didn't do any other marketing for it.
Yeah.
Even though that movie was pretty fun.
It was a pretty fun movie, yeah.
So, I don't know. Like, I feel like...
Yeah, it's just there's not. I think Marvel's just in that limbo stage of where they've
Yeah.
kind of lost energy to give a crap about it, but they know it's a cash cow, so they don't want to fully give up on it either.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a really weird.
I haven't even... Like, I saw that the Punisher short film released. I haven't even watched it yet.
Yeah, I didn't even know they did that. To be fair.
There you go. It was. It basically takes place after the first season of the new Daredevil show.
Okay, fair enough. I did, however, start watching Spider Noir.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
I'm like 2, maybe 3 episodes in on them. Yeah, it's pretty good so far. Very
Pretty
enjoyable.
good.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage in his element.
Yeah.
Very good.
But yeah, going through to. Let's talk about some films next year.
Okay.
I'm going to start going through some films. So we're going to go through January up till. So January. Only film I see that might be funny is The Beekeeper 2.
Oh, I'm down for that. I love the first one.
I haven't seen the first one. I'll
Oh,
watch
it's
it. I'll
so cool.
watch
I
it.
watched it on the plane.
Oh, it's so cool. Followed by I watched it on a plane.
No,
It's
no,
such a
okay, so
great-
here's the thing. I watched it on the plane because I wasn't gonna watch it otherwise.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. It's where it's
Doesn't
like
make it
you've
better.
got- yeah.
So basically, so to talk about, I have watched The Beekeeper and I watched A Working Man, and I feel like
I'm a
it's-
working man.
I think
I'm a
both
beekeeper.
are David Goyer, I think,
Yeah, probably.
and both of them are Jason Statham. Both films are identical. Like
Yeah.
the actual like beats of the story are identical. Basically, he's a person with a job, and in that job or for that job or whatever, he relates to another person. That person gets done dirty by either being robbed or a close family member kidnapped. So he takes matters into his own hands. That puts a target on his back, and then he goes all the way to the top to destroy whatever entity it is that
yeah,
hassles
and he's
the people that he
usually like
cares
some
for.
sort of former like special forces
Yes.
guy or like
Yeah.
like,
And when they go,
army dude.
who are you? He just answers with the name of the movie.
I'm the beekeeper.
Yeah,
I'm the working man.
I'm a working man. And I'm looking forward where like he fights against a gang of beekeepers, and they're like, I'm a beekeeper, but who are you? And he goes, I'm a beekeeper too.
I want there to be a movie where it's just his name.
Yeah.
And then he goes, who are you? I'm the Jason Statham.
Yeah, but
that'd
it
be
wouldn't. It
great.
doesn't always work. It's not that solid because he
Yeah.
like there wasn't a case where like a shark was like, "Who are you?" And he goes, "I'm the Meg.
Yeah.
I'm the spy."
I'm the spy.
Well, he did say I'm the transporter, I think.
Yeah, I think.
I'm the death race.
Death race.
I'm the expandable.
I'm the expendable. So, going into February,
Yeah.
Ice Age Boiling Point.
Oh, I don't care.
Yeah, neither do I.
I've lost
Actually,
interest
wait,
in those movies
was
a long
Shrek
time
meant
ago.
to be this year?
Next year, I think.
Next year, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Narnia,
Sure.
done by Netflix.
Yeah, I don't feel strongly about that.
Sonic 4. I'm looking
Oh,
forward
I'm
to
looking
that.
forward to that.
Yeah,
I like
in
I
March.
like the
Yeah.
all three of them.
In March,
honest with you.
and then Godzilla Kong Supernova.
Sure,
looking
yeah,
forward to
why
that.
not?
Of course, April. Spaceballs 2.
I am looking forward to
I'm
that.
looking forward to that.
I hope it doesn't suck because History of the World Part 2 was really, really weak.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I think it's a fairly similar team behind this one. So
Okay.
I'm not super convinced, but I just you know, they got the original cast back. That's pretty big.
Yeah.
Except for John Candy, obviously, because he passed away.
Oh. Then in May we have the Legend of Zelda movie.
I'll watch it.
I'll watch it. Just 'cause-
If it's especially if it's part of the bigger like Nintendo Cinematic Universe,
yeah.
because I think they are building up to that. And it sounds like I'm joking, but I'm not.
And then you have Star Wars Starfighter.
Yeah, so that's the Patty Jenkins without Patty Jenkins.
Yeah, basically, it's
Yeah.
we gave Patty Jenkins a movie and then we didn't want to do it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, but
Yeah.
I feel weird about it.
Oh, here we go. June is going to be a big month so far.
Pop, pop, pop.
You've got
Big popcorn month.
How to Train Your Dragon 2 live
No,
action.
I'm not-
Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse.
See, that I'm excited for.
And then Shrek 5. Big in the sense
There
of
you
like, there's 3 big blockbuster movies all coming out, whether or not we're excited for them.
It's summertime.
Yeah. And then July, first of I see, Man of Tomorrow. Have you seen The Suit?
I sent it to you.
You did. That's right. You did send it to me. I'm trying to remember who sends me things now these days because Tammy sends me a lot of things and you send me a lot of things
There
and
you
I
go.
forget. But yeah. Oh, Lex.
I
looks-
sent it to you, and then Tammy was like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "The power suit."
Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited. Like it looks so.
It looks perfect.
And say it with me, Snyder fans. Comic accurate. Oh, so excited.
I think it would be so fun.
It'll be so fun, yeah. A Minecraft sequel as well, apparently.
Yes, Minecraft Squared.
And A Quiet Place Part
With
3.
by the way, Minecraft as well. With there was a trailer, not trailer for it. It was like an introduction thing.
Okay.
Kirsten Dunst is in it as Alex. You know, the other character.
Oh my god, okay.
So she's dyeing her head red again.
Okay.
And I believe
Sure.
they actually got Matt Berry to play a different Steve. Because, like, in the thing, he's like... he's saying something like, "Oh, I can't tell you who I'm playing because that would be spoilers." And then they bring him a piece of clothing, I think, and he's like, "Oh, well, Steve would never wear that." I am excited because I think he was initially supposed to play Steve.
Yeah.
And then it fell through for some reason, so they got Jack Black instead.
Yeah.
And then he ended up still playing the what's the name of the villager? You know, the villager that went to the real world.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And then, you know, Jennifer Coolidge and him fell in love, and he was like, "Through the power of love, I've learned the English language."
That's right, yeah. I forgot. Yeah.
What a guy. I love
What a
him.
yeah.
I love him in pretty much everything he does.
Yeah. And then we have A Quiet Place Part 3.
Sure.
And then
Didn't realize they were going to
August,
do a part 3 after day 1. But
yeah.
okay.
August, we have Bluey the movie. I know, the only reason I say that is because apparently it's a massive thing amongst kids.
It is. It's, I mean,
And it's
you can, yeah, you can take some pride with that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not just among kids. There's a lot of parents who love it too, and
Yeah.
my brother isn't a parent, but he still loves it. He's
Okay.
he's 28 years old. Like, there's other things that he could be watching.
There's a Miami Vice movie.
I'll watch that. That
Yeah.
sounds fun.
There's then the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem 2. So the sequel to the anime movie, so
Nice.
I'm actually looking forward to that.
Nice. I still
The
need to watch the original
Simpsons
one.
movie 2.
Oh, crazy.
I'm weirdly excited for that. The Batman Part 2.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I'm excited for that as well. Gremlins 3.
Sure.
Frozen 3.
Okay.
A Lord of the Rings movie.
Is it the Hunt for Gollum?
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't feel great about that one.
neither do I.
I first of all, I don't really see the reason that it exists,
Neither do
and
I.
I think I don't remember
You could
exactly,
do
but I
different
think there was some weird
periods.
casting choices because
Let's-
Aragorn's in it, but obviously it's not Viggo Mortensen
yeah.
who plays him because he's too old now. So they got someone else, and a lot of people were like, "No, not good."
But anyway, so then moving on to the rest of the films coming out, we're into. By the way, this is November. We're into Frozen.
Jesus, we skipped a lot.
Actually, no, sorry. Oh, this is December now. To be fair, they haven't announced
Jesus, yeah.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah,
Then
fair.
obviously Avengers: Secret Wars,
Yeah,
which will probably be the big blockbuster of that winter.
yeah.
A really quiet, not even other than that Avengers movie. There's not another Marvel Cinematic Universe movie in this time.
No,
period.
that was by design, I think.
Yeah, very much so.
Because they're
which-
winding down. But
Yeah.
then what's weird to me is I think that they've done it so backwards. Because I remember Endgame
Yeah.
came out in 2019, and then in 2020 there were like, or maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe it was 2021. There were like 4 Marvel movies,
Yeah,
which is insane to me. Like what you should do, really, from my point of view, is you do an Avengers movie, like the last one, like the big event, and then you do like 1 the next year, maybe, and then 2,
Yeah.
and then build up again, and then you do a bunch of them before you do the next one, so you can kind of keep the hype going. And for
Yeah.
some reason, they went backwards.
yeah, yeah,
I think that's why, for example, Infinity War worked so well, is because they were building up to it quite heavily.
yeah. Exactly. So it's just gonna be very strange to see how it works out
Yeah.
so far. But yeah, I think next year my most anticipated film is Superman and Tomorrow.
Oh, very fair.
Yeah. But there
Yeah.
again, as a huge Superman fan, I have a huge bias. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward into 2028, and there's a few interesting movies coming out.
Okay.
Obviously, we've got Call of Duty in June.
I'm interested.
I'm interested, but not hopeful, if that makes sense.
It depends.
Yeah.
Because I remember in the past, it was Steven Spielberg, I think, who wanted to do the Call of Duty movie.
And then Activision, for whatever reason, didn't think he was the right choice.
So is it who? It depends on who makes the movie. First of all, it depends who makes the movie, and it depends on like which setting they choose. I think if they choose the classic World War II setting, then I'm not super interested because it will just kind of become a pretty generic World War II movie.
Yeah.
Which just I personally think it will.
I
not
do
do
suspect
things
they'll
a little
do
better.
something with Modern Warfare timeline.
I think if they do Modern Warfare, it could be really cool. But I think Modern Warfare should also potentially be more of a TV show because there's just
I
a lot that
agree.
you can
There's
make
a
out of it.
lot happening in it.
I
as
you
well.
know I don't know if I ever told you this, but I had an idea for like a Call of Duty sort of interconnected TV show situation
Okay.
where basically you run 2 shows at the same time, where it's Modern Warfare and Black Ops, right? So like you
That's
do
cool.
something in the modern time and something
In like the
50
Cold
years
Wars,
ago.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cold War
And then
period.
basically they interact with each other in the way where it's like
Things that
you'll-
happen in one
yeah.
affect the other. Yeah.
so you'll see like the things that happen in Modern Warfare, and then in Black Ops some of it gets explained, or like in Black Ops something will happen that
Yeah.
effectively then sets up something that happens in Modern Warfare. And
Yeah.
then there will be a cross-contamination of characters as well, where
Yeah.
like an older version of the character in Black Ops might appear in Modern Warfare, or a younger version of the character in Modern Warfare might appear in Black Ops.
Yeah, that's cool. I do like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other idea I had is just to like have one episode to be one and then one the other. But then
Yeah.
by doing this, you could also just kind of separate them out where maybe people are more interested in Modern Warfare than Black Ops. So they don't have to watch Black Ops to be fully clued in, but they still
Yeah.
get like like it's the kind of thing where remember those. I mean, they still do those, but like sometimes you have like these Lego sets where you can buy them separately
And then
like
combine them.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you don't have to combine, like you can just get one or the other if you don't really want the other one, and then that one in and of itself is cool, but when
Yeah.
you put them together it's like you get the most out of it.
Yeah.
I think that's something they should explore doing.
Yeah, I
But
think
I'll
that-
watch a movie.
Yeah, I'll watch a movie anyway. It's being done by Peter Berg.
Oh, sounds familiar.
He does sound familiar, but I don't remember anything particularly.
No, me
The-
either. We'll look
the-
it up.
There's a few other films coming out both in that period with Call of Duty, the only two I could notice that intrigued me was The Incredibles 3
I'll watch that.
and The Dynamic Duo, the anime
True,
movie
yes.
with Nightwing and Red Hood, which I'm intrigued by.
That could be fun.
That could be very fun. But yeah, I think there's a few things I'm looking forward to, but currently it feels like there's a weird lull in film, where a lot of the big franchises are in a cool down period, where they're either wrapping things up, things haven't gone the way they wanted, so they're going to have to think differently, or some are just getting started, like with DC, where they're just getting their new universe started up.
Yeah, but they're still doing like one movie every year at this rate.
Yeah,
because there was Superman movie last year, then Supergirl this year, Man of Tomorrow next year. Also, we got Clayface this year as well, so that's already 2 movies.
But yeah, I think Clayface is the only one that's part of the shared universe. I think, from what I've gathered, it's set within the DCU. Yeah. So I think that means this is the only year so far where we're going to get 2 DCU films.
Yeah, but that's fine.
That's fine. Yeah, I think.
Because then next year you get another one, and then it's going to ramp up.
Yeah.
It's just that they don't like. What I do like about that is they're still setting up, and they don't want to rush anything.
It makes sense. And also, to be fair, they're still writing a lot of the movies. So they're still writing the Wonder Woman movie. They're still writing the Batman movie.
Yeah.
I think they basically said the moment the films are finished, they're going to go, or finish writing them, they're going to go basically into production. So they're going to start filming some stuff that they don't need many casting.
I think they still also really haven't casted Batman yet.
No, they haven't. There's nothing of it, or Wonder Woman even.
Yeah.
So
even though I've made my preferences clear, I still think it should be Alan Ritchson to play Batman because let's be real, he wants it. James Gunn kind of wants it. I think it's a good fit.
Yeah,
I understand that he's a little bit older than what you would have with like a younger Batman, but I still think it could work.
It could still work. I think he's one of the few characters where it's fine if he's a little bit older than the rest of the league.
Yeah, I think if he's older than Superman especially, because then he can have like this sort of like life-weary kind of aspect of like
where
I've been doing this
he's
for
a
years.
bit more dragged down, where it's like a good juxtaposition of you have the experienced guy kind of telling the younger hero like, no, this is how you should do things, but also kind of like weighed down by the trauma of what he's had to deal with the younger guy kind of uplifting him.
Exactly.
It's like it's a good balance there between the two.
Yeah.
I made my case for who I think should be Wonder Woman, I think already, with Elizabeth Debicki, because
we spoke about this, yeah.
she's like 6'2", and with dark hair she looks like Diana.
Yeah, exactly.
So, have I told you who? I think I have told you who I would want for the Flash, Walker Scobell from Percy Jackson.
Oh
series.
yeah, you did mention.
Yeah. So and obviously no announcements with that just yet. Oh, we're getting Lanterns this year as well.
We are, yes.
So I'm excited for that. So we're getting 3 DCU projects
in fairness,
this
with
year.
an older Hal Jordan as well.
Yeah, which is I think a really cool thing as well. Especially, I'm very much going to get the vibe. I think Jon Stewart's going to be the main line.
Yeah, I'm done with that.
Which is why I do want Wally West to be the Flash. Yeah, I think they work better together as a pairing. Did you see that the number 1 pick everyone had for Wonder Woman has been cast, but not as Wonder Woman? What was her name? From Andor, Alejandra.
Oh sure, I don't know.
No, Adria something. She is Maxima.
Oh yeah, you mentioned.
In Man of Tomorrow, so I'm going to be intrigued to see how she looks in that movie. But
here's a mind blowing thing that I don't know how real this is, but he himself has spoken about this. Not about DC. We'll probably end up getting a sequel for both Conan the Barbarian and Commando. With Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I've heard that at
he
least
himself
Conan.
spoke about
yeah,
it.
I've heard Conan is in the works. Yeah, so
Commando too.
Okay, that's
yeah. I think Conan is the idea that he's like now the king.
Yeah,
and he
and it's going to be someone younger who's going to be doing all the action cool stuff. But
which to be fair, it kind of fits him based on just the episode of Secret Level that he did, which is pretty good.
You know what they should. I've got an idea for how I think the Conan movie should go. I think it should be about him as a king.
Yes.
He has a daughter, and he's like, something evil's happening, and maybe his daughter was meant to be wed off to someone, but then that person turned out to be evil, has kidnapped her, and he's gone off to go save her. But then he comes across a young hero who's helping him on the way. It's like, I'll do it, and then he ends up falling in love with his daughter, and they end up getting married. And the young hero should be Chris Pratt.
Of course. Of course it's
yeah, that's what I'm just like.
Another movie with Chris Pratt.
Yeah, just Chris Pratt, but this time it's him and Arnold, so it's son-in-law and father-in-law teaming
that would
up.
Be interesting.
Because we've had fathers and sons in either the same movies or.
Why not Patrick though? Patrick Schwarzenegger. his actual son.
Yeah, I guess you could.
I don't think they've ever been in the same thing.
No, they haven't.
They've been in secret level, but not together in separate episodes.
Yeah, because I'm also thinking of like whatchamacallit, Legacy of Monarch, Legacy of Monsters, where
Oh yeah, Curtin White.
Kurt and White, where they play the same character but just from different time periods, which is
Yeah.
just so great to me. I just
Yeah.
love that so much.
That just works.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just so. Oh man, I can't wait for that. And having said that, I'm also waiting for a lot of other movies like the Alien Romulus sequel. But the director's off doing other things, but he said he's going to come back. Don't know when.
Yeah, but this is just how it goes.
Yeah, how it goes. So I'm hoping at least within a good time frame.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
excited for things coming.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's
Yeah.
at least definitely quite a few movies I'm looking forward to, but it feels like there's not as much I'm hyped for as before. But that's also not a bad thing, I think.
No,
to
I
everybody.
think because I don't know. I think it's getting to that point as well where like films are kind of like having difficulty finding their footing and like finding their
Yeah.
understanding of like what they can do within the frame that they have. Like for example, the visual effects industry is still very much like in a not great spot.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, for, like, what can you do about that? Okay, you can have a movie with very minimal visual effects, but that's difficult because people have gotten very reliant on it. Or you only work with the studios that can still afford to work on those things.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, not, pay them properly for it.
And there's
So
also
that raises the price. And then,
a lot of studios and filmmakers experimenting with things like AI in movies.
Yeah, and then there's
well.
also, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's worth bringing this up, but have you heard about the situation with Obsession? Okay,
No.
so Obsession is a movie that came out recently as well. I haven't watched it. I don't know if I'm gonna watch it because it's one of those like horror films where I'm like,
Yeah.
is it gonna be weird for the sake of being weird? Another one though, same as Backrooms, where it's a YouTuber who basically then was approached by a producer who was like, hey, do you have anything to pitch for like a feature film? And then he did, and this is basically what came out of it. Budget of $75,000, big
Okay.
success,
Yeah.
multi-million box office.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of people who worked on the film, I say a bunch of people, but like a couple of people, because there weren't that many to begin with, came out and they said, I didn't get paid a very, very huge amount to work on this, and I, did several roles, and, Hollywood should not reinforce this sort of environment.
Yeah.
There's different ways of thinking about it, I feel.
Yeah.
Me personally, I would say, well, this was kind of an indie production.
Yeah, if it's an
You knew
indie
what you
film,
signed up
yeah,
for.
exactly.
I know that usually with these sort of things, there's like a... I haven't remembered the name for this, but like it's one of those deals where like you don't get paid much when making the film because the budget is just not really there. But then when the film comes out, you get like a percentage of
What
the
film makes,
yeah, which I think is a fair way of doing it at that
It
point.
is, yeah. And some people have made bank based on deals like that.
Yeah.
Like Sir Alec Guinness for the original
Well,
Star
exactly.
Wars movie.
Yeah, exactly. And I think all of the actors on Guardians of the Galaxy as well, like they had the same deal in the first movie,
Yeah.
right?
Jeez, that would've been...
But then this director, it was part of a duo usually, and he's working with the other guy
Yeah.
now on another film.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, is the same thing going to happen on this one? Like, is this what's happening in Hollywood as well? But then in larger Hollywood, people still get paid fairly, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what
Relatively.
people get paid.
I think it
don't
depends
really
on the studio and what the film is and
Yeah.
the role people have. Usually, that always is a big factor.
Yeah.
The last thing I wanted to talk about before we wrap this episode up, and I'm curious, and it's kind of relevant because the game has just come out. The next Bond movie.
Right.
I'm very curious to see if and when they do it.
I think I have an answer for that. I don't think they are. I think they're doing a TV show.
Interesting. Okay.
It's an Amazon produced TV show.
Interesting. I did wonder because it is Amazon. And if that's the case, I'll be curious to see if they keep it set within the modern setting. And
Yeah. It's a
or
good question.
if they go back to the Cold War period, which was what I thought they should do for a Bond movie. I think as a TV show, you're eliminating one. I guess maybe they would do an opening track per season, like you would
Yeah.
for a Bond movie. But that's just a really strange option to go with still.
Yeah, I don't feel very strongly about it.
Yeah.
My main question about it as well is who are they casting?
Yeah, because it's
yeah.
such a big role.
Yeah.
And the problem is, the game has done such a great job with it, and the actor playing Bond has done
phenomenal.
brilliantly with it. It
Phenomenal.
exudes the energy of a modern Bond is.
He's
And
got
it's-
that raw charisma.
Yeah, exactly. And a very smooth attitude about it all. So
Yeah.
very good because.
So
of this.
I do want them to get someone who's kind of, I mean, in a classic, even though with Daniel Craig, I think they kind of took a risk there, but in classic sort of casting fashion, I think they should get someone who's pretty unknown,
Yeah,
who's kind of like up and coming, British.
yeah,
As much as I know that this is a bit more contentious opinion, I don't care about the race necessarily,
same.
but it should be a guy.
No, I've talked about this with my parents, and they basically, my mum said basically from what she read an article about and said, Bond has to be two things. Because it was about the whole race thing and everything and blah blah blah. It's like, and my brother talked about it as well, and he agreed with it. Bond has to be British, and Bond has to be a man.
Yes.
Other than that,
I think,
race wise,
yeah,
optional. Age wise, also relatively optional.
yeah,
You can go with a younger Bond, an older Bond, a Bond in his 30s and where he's had his experience and so on. But yeah, he has to be British and he has to be a man. But other than that,
because what they can do is, because in the game I feel like they went for a similar-ish backstory to what they did in Kingsman,
yeah,
where it's like it's someone
not
from like the slummy parts of London.
yeah.
Like he knows the big city, but he's not.
He's
really
not
there.
from
He's-
he hasn't grown up with generational wealth.
Yeah, he's not got the manners. He's not got the anything. And then he basically learned things gradually as he kind of became an agent. In the game's version, obviously, he got those manners from being in the army and like being disciplined there.
Yeah.
But he still had the streetwise kind of.
Yeah, he still had the
attitude about things.
streetwise, and he had very much the sort of recklessness.
Yeah, and
Bond
that kind
has.
of Bond is cool. I like
yeah,
that.
that's a cool.
So
Bond.
I don't
yeah.
think Bond has to be upper class, and I understand that like in a lot of cases upper class can be conflated with whiteness.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
like before, like he has to be white because he has to be upper class and everything.
Like no.
I don't feel very strongly about that.
Yeah, I would say the only way that would probably factor in is the time period you set it in.
Yes.
Like, if you set it in now, that's definitely not a factor anymore.
No.
Maybe back during 1960s, 70s Britain, maybe it would have been, but even then you could still get away with it, I would argue. I think the thing actually the game did, which I did not know, and it was kind of cool, Bond in the books has a scar.
Yes.
I didn't know that, so when they pointed out, like, oh, in the
He has
game
it
it's
in the
very,
game too.
yeah, it's very lore accurate. Because,
Yeah.
like, I was like, holy shit, that's really cool. I actually thought Bond should have a scar because it's in that, and they make a point like the whole point is just like the one blemish on his otherwise quite perfect face.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's a really cool detail.
Also, I think the next Bond should be extremely Scottish. Like bring it back to the Connery days. Like a really good-looking Scottish guy with the scar, but like the thick fucking accent.
Thickest. Alright there, you bloody Scotty! You're just
Yeah.
going, what is this guy saying?
We'll be playing then. Oh, is this poker?
Ah, it's great!
I'd love to play some poker.
Tell me, have you got any Guinness? Would you like a martini, sir? No, I'll have a Guinness, and if any of that, I'll have whiskey instead, lad. Oh, God, that's fantastic.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be great. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, fantastic. Anyway, yeah, other than that, there wasn't much else I
Yeah.
want to talk about. I'm a little bummed it's going to be a TV show. I was looking forward to a movie.
Yeah, it just feels like a weird move.
It is a weird move. Having said that, last thing actually, did you hear about the drama that like when MGM was like bought out by Amazon and the head of MGM met with the heads of Amazon and they were talking about Bond and the future of Bond. She said she was so fucking pissed off and frustrated with Amazon because of one particular word choice they were using when discussing what to do with Bond. And they were saying, oh, content. And she's like, Bond's not content. He is a legacy film character.
Yeah.
He is iconic in film. One of the most memorable and iconic. Like, if you were to talk about who are probably
Yeah.
the top 10 most iconic and famous film characters of all time, Bond is one of them.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that's how films are basically regarded with larger streaming services as well. Like, did
Yeah.
you? I mean, you probably didn't watch the thing, but you probably read somewhere that a couple of months ago, maybe it was Matt Damon and Ben Affleck who came onto Joe Rogan's show. It was when they just released, I think, their film on Netflix.
Yeah.
And basically, they were talking about. I think Matt Damon mentioned that Netflix was involved with the script.
Yeah. Ooh.
And one of the bigger insistences is that the plot or the gist of the plot has to be repeated several times over throughout the film, and the reason for that is because they're kind of expecting people to be on their phones as they're watching it. They're not actually thinking that people are actively watching the film. So it has to be something that you can still follow as it's on in the background. It's like the opposite reason for why Police Squad was cancelled. Like, do you know about this? Police Squad was
No.
cancelled because in the 1980s, actually it's a similar reason. In the 1980s, basically it was the kind of thing where people usually had the TV on while they were doing other things like folding laundry or doing laundry or whatever. And that show was so busy with jokes, like there was one almost every single second, to the point where you really have to pay attention to follow everything that's happening. And they were like, that's just not really fitting the current environment.
Okay.
So they cancelled the show after 6 episodes, but then made it into a movie,
Okay.
which is The Naked Gun.
Yeah.
And now basically it's the same thing again, where it's like, oh, we're kind of expecting people to be on their phones as they're watching it, or we're like watching it on their phone as they're doing other things. So you kind of have to repeat the plot several times over. And they were like, well, I mean, but we're not making it for them. We're making it for people who just want to like watch the movie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And even then, like, if, like, because I'll do that, where if I'm watching a movie, I'll be doing something in the background, and therefore I'm like, oh shit, what happened? I have to go back. So my thing is, like, if I'm watching something that's new,
Yeah.
I don't try to do that. Where if I'm watching it for the first time, I'm like, no, I need to actually pay some focused attention to it.
Yeah, I'm
But
trying
if-
not to do that anymore. I feel like if I want to do something and I want to have something on in the background, I'll listen to like a podcast or an audiobook or something.
Yeah.
Preferably a podcast because it's just a little bit more laid back.
What I usually do is I'll put on like a comedy show that I've watched like 100 times. So I'll put on Friends
fair.
or American Dad, because I'm like, I'll know the jokes. It's not that plot intensive. I'm not
Yeah.
that focused on it. It's whatever, and I can look over and go, funny, and that's move on from that. But like, yeah, I think with new films or shows, I'm like, no, I need to actually focus.
Well, exactly.
Yeah, so it's like, oof, that's rough now. Film is heading in a very strange direction. The streaming
Yeah.
took a while, I think, to really have an impact,
Yeah.
but it's had an impact now.
I
and
think
being filmed.
it's one of those things though. I remember like years and years ago, I was talking to someone who said that basically everything to do with media consumption is basically a pendulum. Like it starts at one point
Yeah.
and then swings to the other, and eventually it'll just swing back. For example, at some point, film is like the dominant medium, and then it'll swing to TV, and then it will swing back to
Yeah,
film.
that's right.
and it will
Because
swing back
there was a point in a period, I think, like during the 90s, where television was king for a while. Like,
It
'cause
was
you had
for a while, but that was
Friends
shortly after like great films came out, and in 2000, films just kind of made a comeback,
Yeah.
and then it kind of got lost in the sauce with like all the bigger shows that were coming out at the
And
time.
then streaming started becoming a big thing with
Yeah.
like streaming TV shows and so on. So
yeah,
yeah,
and then like 10 years ago, film kind of came back, and now it's
Yeah,
not.
exactly.
It feels like we're kind of in an in-between bit where it's kind of gradually like going back to TV.
yeah, that's
Um,
a good
but-
a good analogy.
Yeah,
for it.
but the same thing as well, I think, is for like how it's consumed. So for example,
Yeah.
like in the 1980s, I guess it was like background TV, and then it went to no, this is like stuff that we properly like have to watch.
Yeah.
And then it became background TV again, and then it became like the Game of Thrones came out, and it's like, oh, we gotta like focus on this properly.
yeah.
And then other comedy shows started to become big again. It's like, we can have this on the background. And then, oh shit, The Boys, like, no, I've got to probably watch this.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of back to this point where it's like, well, on streaming, like, people are trying to multitask a lot, and like,
Yeah.
people's attention spans are just not really there anymore. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's in the background.
Yeah.
And then at some point, it's going to be like, no, we want to make stuff that people are properly like focusing on.
Yeah.
Because basically, like, and this may be a bit dystopian, I am fully convinced that there will be a point where there might be like a 1984 like TV set at some point that has like a camera and like registers when you're actually watching and when not, and they'll extract those numbers into like, okay, so how many people are actually paying attention where they're watching this?
Yeah.
And it's like the stuff that is on and the people aren't paying attention to is like, we don't really want to do that then because people aren't really caring about it all that much.
Yeah.
Let's like really like ham in on those things that actually get the attention rate. Same way that YouTube does in a way as well, where like for a long time views on YouTube weren't that important anymore. It was retention rate, where you know when people start watching, there's like a bunch of people. Like let's say it's got 10K views, starts off with 10K people watching, and then after 2 minutes, like 9K are still watching, and then 5K, and then 300, and then 2. Like that became like the big thing, where it's like how do you retain viewers throughout the entire thing? So something like that, I'm sure, is going to happen with streaming as well.
Yeah.
Because it has to, because that's market value.
But
I don't want it to happen because it's weird and intrusive.
It is, yeah. It's going to be interesting to see how film and television go in the next 10 years with all the, like, with how streaming is really taken over and how AI is becoming bigger and bigger and what effect that has on the industry. It'll be very interesting to see, and I think we're heading to a low point.
Yeah.
And we have been for a while. But then obviously, as your friend mentioned, and you have, like, it's a pendulum, so eventually it will swing back. But it's just what will be the thing that swings it back as well. Because I think the MCU was a big driving factor to what swung back for film.
Yeah. But then now that it's the same thing that swung it back to TV again.
Yeah, exactly. Interestingly, so we'll have to wait and see.
Exactly.
But yeah. There we go. That's an interesting topic for
another one in the can.
Nice.
All right. Well, thank you very much for watching again, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.